Welcome, everyone. We're so glad that you're here. Just sit back and relax. Another day, another speakers extravaganza coming up. And we have Christina Suter, we have Anna Scheller, we have Tony C. Davis, and we have Donna Harris. So we're glad that you guys are here. Oh my goodness, we've got something special coming up. Hello, I'm Raven, the Talkshowmaven. Smooches, kisses. I know you guys are so sick of me, so that's why I bring you some of my amazing women of power. And we are a world's leading positive programming network powered by Raven International. That's me. You can check us out 24/7, 24/7. Anytime you want to hear positive programming, we are here. Our goal is to help you reach your goal, and we're excited that you have come to check us out. And we ask you to please share us with a friend. Please share us with a friend right now. In fact, my speakers, go ahead and share us out. Let people know they can come here, or they can go on Facebook, and or you can go on Periscope. You can even listen to us. Actually, you can listen to us right now. Right now. I kid you not. You can listen to us on the Amazing Women of Power Radio Network or on our app. You can download our app on Google, or what is the other one? Apple? Yeah. So make sure you check us out any way you want. This is what it's all about. It's not about me today. It's about these people right here you see. And I'm getting ready to bring our first one on soon. And her name is Christina Suter. Now, Christina's been one of my hosts. She's been in my mastermind for a long time. I love her dearly. She's just great. And I want to bring her on in the style that she deserves. So let me tell you a little bit about Christina. And then you guys are going to get to hear a great presentation from her. She's Christina Suter, and she is Ground Level Consulting is the name of her company. She has over 17 years with small business owners to improve business performance and work-life balance. She focuses on the unique challenges facing entrepreneurs today and helps to increase profits, reduce management hours, and improve quality within the business while improving your peace of mind. Did I say that? Yes, I did. She has a radio show that's been on our Amazing Women of Power Network, and I'm going to go ahead and bring you on as I talk about your radio show now. She has a radio show. It's called Ask Christina First. Ask Christina First. That's the name of her show. And it is excellent. Now, she does amazing interviews. I wonder where she learned that from.
I learned it from you.
Absolutely. Thank you. You look gorgeous. She does amazing interviews. She also delivers phenomenal. Did I say phenomenal? Yes, I did. Content. And she's an award-winning talk show host. She's also award-winning sales, have won trophies in sales and everything. And I just absolutely love her because one of the things she is very passionate, because that's what having a business is about. And it's about lifestyle. And her lifestyle is very important to her. So I'm going to give it to you, Christina. Everyone, I want you to pay attention to the green button. It says get your free book today. That's my way of saying thank you for being here. And if you ever want to do a talk show, that will give you information on me and how that can happen. And I'm going to let Christina take it away, girl. It all belongs to you.
Well, let me tell you guys a little bit about myself. My name is Christina Suter. I'm a small business management consultant. I've been doing that for over 15 years, going on 17 years. I literally started in 2000 at an invitation of a friend of mine who said, well, I was running a small business that had 90 different teachers in it. And I was invited by one of the teachers to either take over her business, which I wasn't willing to do because I had one of my own, or consult with her on how to run her business. And that's how I started as a small business management consultant. I love consulting. I can't tell you how much I enjoy consulting. Consulting and running businesses, I'll just be very clear with you. Bottom line is, in my world, it's about fulfilling your purpose. Now, I have a whole series of radio shows that are focused on the conscious-minded business owner. And I call it that because I don't want people to be confused on what I mean. I'm not sitting here talking about being spiritual, like Christian or religious. I'm not talking about religion. I'm really not. I'm talking about what it means to be a thoughtful, heart-centered, conscious-minded owner. where you're interested in trying to make a difference on the face of this planet, where you feel like running your business is part of fulfilling your purpose. Whether you believe in reincarnation or you don't believe in reincarnation, or whether you just meditate or whether you pray, but that being a business owner is part of fulfilling your purpose. That is my belief, and that's what I talk to, and that's what I share with people. So I've created this talk today as one of my many talks, which is, you know, I've worked with a lot of business owners, and I've worked with business owners, like I said, my niche is that they're good-hearted, and sometimes they're religious, sometimes they're just Christian, sometimes they're just metaphysical, sometimes they're Buddhist. It doesn't matter. But I find that when you have those points of view, that sometimes you believe you shouldn't be making money. Now, I'm going to suggest to you that making money is part of your purpose, and hopefully I'm going to walk you through why I see that as the case, and maybe you'll see it as the case as well when we get done here. So first, are you too kind? There's many ways that I see small business owners undermining their own business with absolutely good intentions, with carefully thought out plans that they believe will add value to their business because their business is about service. Their business is about helping. Their business is about making the world better. And sometimes we're what I call too kind. So I'm challenging you to identify yourself as I'm talking. Are you one of those people who's too kind? Because the buyer seems nice, maybe you discount the price. Because the market price to you, the full rate market price to you seems too high, you won't charge it. Or because you just feel like in your heart, or someplace in your mind, in your belief systems, or maybe even in your integrity or in your values, you feel like it's wrong to ask for so much. Is that you? Are you one of those people? Or maybe you give your family members such a discount that maybe it's even below your cost. Or maybe you don't calculate your cost because it's not about money. So maybe you feel like it's wrong to be greedy. I'm edging into the maybe you don't calculate your cost because you feel like to be aware of money is to be greedy. So do you ask for less so that you don't appear greedy? When you are sitting there and you're looking at a client and you find it hard to say to that client, I'm going to charge you $3,500 for 12 hours of my time or 10 hours of my time. That's $350 an hour for 10 hours of my time. I'm going to charge you that much. Do you feel like you find it hard to say that it sticks in your throat and you stumble over your own words? I do. I've done that. I've worked with Maven, and she's helped me understand the value of being able to ask for what's necessary. And I'm going to get to that. But do you find it sticks in your throat? Do you feel like that you appear greedy if you're asking for too much, that people would think badly of you? Do you not know your income because your work's not about the money? Or maybe you don't know your expenses because your work is not about the money. So you don't calculate or look at a profit and loss statement. Or you don't just sit down with a piece of paper and calculate all the income you made for the month. Maybe you feel like, I do this for free, so why would I even think about how much I'm earning? I do it for free, so why would I increase the price so much? So I'm just, in this part, I'm challenging you to identify yourself. Are you one of these people? Okay, maybe this is the third one. Maybe you don't want to be salesy. Maybe you feel like being a salesperson is just downright slimy. I mean, that's what I call it. I mean, you can call it whatever you want. But maybe you believe being a salesperson is just slimy. Maybe you don't. But I know I've run into that a lot of times. Pick your words: slimy, mean, obnoxious, in the way, inauthentic, not spiritual, not appropriate, something only mean people do, something only takers do. I don't want to put pressure on people. I don't want to be perceived as a taker. I don't want to pressure them into something that's not right for them. They'll buy it if they want to. I don't need to tell them about the product. They'll buy it if they want to. So are you any one of those? Because if you're any one of those, this talk is for you. This next series, this next set of Let's see, this next 15 minutes, 10 minutes is for you. 15 minutes is for you. Okay. I would suggest that money is a statement of something that is valuable. Have you ever seen a kid pick up a treasure? I have a 7-year-old daughter, right? Very clearly, I'm very into life balance. I have a 7-year-old daughter who needs me when she's not in school. So I work from 9 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I literally shut down my office at 2 o'clock and I pick up my daughter at 2:45. And then I take her to her gymnastics and I take her to swimming and I take her to a tutor and I take her to OT and I take her where she needs to go. And I have that time with my daughter and I try to love her up in that time. I mean, literally just like, we were driving to a hotel today and she was leaning on my shoulder the whole drive down. I try to love her up so that she feels like her world is safe and contained for her. And then recently, my recent challenge is to not, what she calls tip-tap on my phone, to not be tip-tapping on my phone while I'm hanging out with her. Do you find that hard? As a small business owner, do you find that hard? As a parent, do you find that hard? Right? So my daughter, who's 7 years old, will pick up a penny or a washer, and it's valuable to her. It is a treasure. Now, I'm going to challenge you. Who is it for us to define for somebody else what's valuable and what's the treasure? I'm going to seriously suggest it's not for us to define it. When my daughter is sick and I'm worried that her lungs aren't working well, which I remember feeling when she was 3 years old, I would have paid anything to understand what was going on with her lungs. It was not for somebody else to define how valuable that was for me. So let's not value or decide for other people. I'm going to keep building on that statement, but I'm just the beginning. Money is not money. It's a statement of value. And when you see it as money, then you start perceiving it not as it is, which is value, an exchange of value. You're giving them something very valuable. My doctor was giving me x-rays of my daughter's chest so I knew she could breathe well. When I work with small business owners, I give them the opportunity to fulfill their purpose. Every year, year after year. That's valuable. It's not for me to define for them whether it's valuable or not. It's for me to help them see if it's valuable for them or not. So, don't perceive money as money. Perceive it as an exchange of value. I give them value. They give me value. What do they give me? They give me money to put food on the table for the daughter I love. Seems like a really fair exchange to me. Money is valuable. Is your service valuable? I just described to you why I feel like my service is valuable. I take people who are struggling in their businesses, want to give up, feel overwhelmed, feel out of balance, feel like their business is damaging their family, but they don't want to give it up because it fulfills their sense of purpose. And I help them find balance in their lives while making their business economically successful. Yay! That's the win-win. Right? So, is your service valuable? Does it change somebody's world? And if it does, I want you to write that down. Right now, I want you to write down how it changes somebody's world. What is the change you make? Because when we get to the sales part, when we get to the concept of the conscious-minded business owner and doing sales, that value that you offer is so important, I can't tell you. You understanding that value is what gives you permission to make a difference in somebody else's life. So when you talk about business, small business, conscious-minded business owner and sales, we're going to talk about that again. So write down what's the value that you give to your customers, because that's what the money is that they give to you. And don't be humble. Just be accurate. Just be accurate. Does it make a difference? You know it does. Be accurate. All right. Grace did not say don't make money. A lot of people who are maybe more religious use the concept or the thought that they said, traveling through the eye of the needle, that a rich man finds it very, very hard to travel through the eye of the needle. But let me challenge you with another statement, which is also in the Bible, in the New Testament. Grace said you're to be a steward of your money. You're supposed to be a steward of your money. A man gave money to each one of his 3 sons, and the son that he praised the most when he returned from his trip was the son that risked that money by bringing something else to it, by bringing something new. That man, that son, who was a leader in using the money and challenging himself to be a good steward, is the one that, quote unquote, God favored. Now, I use quote unquote God because I don't care what you call it. I don't care if you call it God. I don't care if you call it Buddha. I don't care if you call it nature. I don't care if you call it love. I don't care what you call it. But that energy in the world that brings us to a higher self, to a greater self than we would be if we were only focused on our own being. Okay. Marianne Williamson says this really well, so I'm going to borrow from her. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. It is that we have the power to make a change in this world that most frightens us, and then seeing the value of that power, and then asking for an appropriate monetary exchange for that power. Are you willing to see that you're powerful? Are you willing to commit to being a leader in your field? Are you willing to commit to making changes in people's lives? And are you willing to be paid for that? So you can do that every year. Every single year. So I'm about to get into that. Being powerful is being willing to be in your light. Almost in a way stops people from allowing themselves to be in the darkness. Undercharging people is a way of allowing people and encouraging people to be entitled, to be greedy, to be fearful. Fearful expectations appearing real. Fear. Fearful expectations appearing real. Allows people to live in their fearful expectations. Allows them to live in their judgments, deprivation, and anger. The reason why you would not charge what you know your proper value is because you're worried of their bad behavior. You're worried of the greatness of your light triggering their bad behavior. So if you give in to that inside of them because you're afraid they'll judge you, then you're downgrading the light you've been given. You're downgrading that you have a purpose that is spirit-driven. You're downgrading spirit. You're downgrading the greatness of your purpose. So stop it. Stop it. All right. Okay, avoiding money and avoiding being accountable for your money, your income, and your loss is the opposite of being greedy, but it's the same. It's the same dynamic. Avoiding money is the same dynamic as being greedy. It's not having a straight up relationship with value. It's avoiding having an understanding and an accountability, a stewardship to the true meaning of money and the value of your services, the value of your purpose. Running a business is a promise. It's a promise I want you to keep every single year, year after year after year. It's a promise to your employees that you'll have money to hire them and to keep them every year. Charging enough allows you to do that. Looking at your P&L and looking at your bottom line allows you to keep that promise. It's a promise to your employees that you're going to pay them. It's a promise to your clients that you're going to continue to support them. I've been in business for 17 years. I have some clients that have been with me for 17 years. I got to keep my business going. I got to be paid enough because I need to show up year after year after year after year. I need to not say to myself and to my clients and to my greater purpose, I'm sorry, I can't afford to keep doing this. Because if I undercharge, that's what I'm going to have to say. I'm sorry, I can't afford to keep doing this. I'd have to actually leave my purpose and break my promises. Let's not do that. Let's keep our promises to ourselves, to our clients, and to our employees. Your purpose. This is where I started, and this is where I'm bringing us back to. Your purpose. Making money is part of your purpose. Hopefully, I have taken away any excuses that you have for not looking at your P&L, for not understanding what your customers need, for not looking at your competition, and understanding what their pricing is. So here's your homework. Okay, guys? Here's your homework. Your homework is write down what a value you make for others in your business. That's one. Second part of your homework is do some competitive testing. Go out into the market and do some secret shopping for those of us who like shopping. Maybe for those of us who don't like shopping, you need to do it anyways. That's not an excuse. You need to go out into the market and do some competition, some comparisons to your competition. If you're a plumber, you call other plumbers and ask them how much it would cost to replumb an 1,800 square foot house. If you're a consultant like I am, then you call other consultants, small business management consultants, and you ask them how do they charge for their information. And you do some comparisons and find out what is the market value. That's 2. 3, Raven has taught me so much about sales and about fulfilling my purpose and not having any excuse or any apology around that. Nobody would apologize. The oxygen molecule, this is my favorite, you're going to hear it a lot from me. The oxygen molecule doesn't apologize for having 8 electrons. There's no apology from molecules or atoms in this world for the space that they take. There's no apology from them. And notice, if you don't take that space, if that oxygen atom doesn't take its space, what happens? Something actually quite destructive. So understand who you are. Understand the atom that you are meant to fulfill here, that you're supposed to take space here. If you don't take that space, nature pours a void, and things will literally start to implode in your world. Just look at science. It'll explain it very clearly. So here's what Raven taught me, and this is your last piece, and then I'm done. Raven taught me when you talk to people, you want them to express their joy so that they can see what the possibility is for them in their world. You want them to express their pain so they can describe to you where they're stuck. And then your job is to help them see that distance by repeating it back to them in a loving, thoughtful fashion so that they can understand. They can connect to the profound value you can make in their world because you take them from their pain to their fulfillment. That's the value, guys. That's what you do with the work that you're engaged in every single day. So keep your promises and charge enough and know your bottom line. So I'm Christina Suter at Ask Christina First on the Amazing Women of Power Radio Network or groundlevel-consulting.com. Raven, are you back with us?
Yes, I am back with you. You were amazing. You were amazing. So Christina, I mean, here you are a mom, you love being, with your child. What would you say is the one thing, the biggest challenge you had in staying, putting mom first? Because there's a lot of moms out there that probably want to know.
Yeah, I'm pretty determined, aren't I? I am, it's true. My daughter needs me. There's just nothing for it. She needs me, and I waited until I was 40 to have my daughter. And so she's 7 years old, so I am almost 52 years. And so I value being a mom a lot because I almost missed out on the opportunity. So that's one. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing is my time. Yeah. Being as clear with my time as I am with my finances. Knowing that I have from 9 to 2, 5 days a week. I can only see clients a third to half of that time in order for me to not go crazy running my business the rest of the time. Mm-hmm. And committing to, I can only take 12 clients. So I've calculated out exactly how many clients I can take. And I have right now, as of, it's so funny, As of 2 days ago, Maven, as you know, in our phone calls, we've talked about how I'm constantly asking for new clients, are constantly showing up.
Yeah.
And so now I just opened a wait list. So 3 days ago, I told somebody I had a wait list of 2 clients. And 2 days ago, I had 1 client back off and another client moved to part-time. And I'm like, okay, Grace, okay, what are you telling me here? Like, I now have enough space to take 1 new client. Like, clearly, I thought I was going to have to wait till June, but clearly Grace has another plan for somebody else who wants to work with me because they've opened up the space. It's really hard. I mean, for moms out there, it's really freaking hard to keep your commitment when you know that you can fulfill and help people move forward in their life, and you have almost, you could call it a competing purpose, but it's an aligned purpose of also being there to help your children and to love your children and help them be grown-ups. Because I'm doing the same with both. I help my clients grow up and stand up and, you know, like, and show up like you taught me. And I help my daughter grow up and stand up and show up in her world too.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they come from the same place in me. It's the time. It's controlling the time and really controlling the time. Being authentic and sincere with yourself about it. Because it's really hard.
I know, but I applaud you so much for the great work you've done. And you talked about making money is not just a privilege, it is part of your purpose. I thought that was very powerful. Why do you really feel that way? I mean, you gave us some good golden nuggets, but what really, from your gut, why is it that you really feel like it's surpasses being a privilege, that it's our purpose to make money? Because that's a real mindset.
Look, we're here to fulfill our purpose. Period. It's real simple. If we don't get money fulfilling our purpose, we don't eat. Our body dies. Yeah. It's real simple, guys. If you don't understand that it's your purpose to make money, to exchange on the physical level, your body, which you've been given, will die.
Yeah.
Your family, which you've been given, will disintegrate and fall apart. So it is one and the same. It is your purpose to fulfill your purpose. And to do that, you make money. So it is your purpose to make money. There's
I just want to give a shout out to Esther, because she's saying, loving this content, Christina. Thank you, Esther. And Anna.
Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Anna. I see you here.
And we have people.
Anna, just next.
Yeah, we have people on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, and we'll be getting lots of replays on this. So be sure to let people know where they can find out more about you, and tell them real quickly about your show that aired today.
Ask Christina First, Amazing Woman of Power Radio Network. And it is every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And the focus of Ask Christina First is grassroots, baseline, straight up talk about how to run your business, like me, as an entrepreneur or sole proprietor, while you're keeping your sanity.
Yeah.
So Ask Christina First.
Yeah, and what time do you come on again? Let them know. I think it's, what is it, 10 Central?
It's 8 a.m. Pacific Standard, 10 Central.
Okay. Now, thank you, Christina Suter. Woo!
Okay.
All right, Christina, please stay and continue sharing as we bring Anna on. But I want to remind everybody that you are tuned in to the Amazing Women and Men of Power Radio Network, okay? And this is the TV portion of the network, and we're just continuing building. We always like to thank you for, hanging in there with us as we bring to you positive programming. We ask that you share us with a friend. And I've got a gift for you. If you ever thought about having a show, if you have a show now and you want to learn how to make money with it, or if you want to build a show around your branded message, come on over to crowdcast.io/e/amazing-women-men-of-2. And wherever this posted, the link should be there. And grab your free book. It's called Talk Show Magic. All righty. And so check it out. We'd like for you to have that for free. This is our Amazing Women and Men of Power Speakers event, day 3. Hey, I'm Raven, the Talk Show Maven. Smooches, I'm the founder of the network. Well, let me tell you about our next guest, because I'm so excited to bring her on. She's another one of my Amazing Women and Men of Power hosts. So this is Anna Scheller. Now, Anna is a host of Sales Mastery on our Amazing Women of Power radio station, and she shares powerful techniques to help you master the art of sales so you can create the income you desire in your business. She is a business owner, a speaker, as well as being a wife of 35 years to Philip Scheller and the mother of 7, did I say 7? Yes, I did, children, and a black belt in Taekwondo. Okay, she's going to be talking about her 4 mistakes that keep you, or 4 mistakes that she's learned from her clients that keep you from making more sales. So we're going to go ahead and let her come on and talk to you guys. I want you to not multitask, pay attention to her. And Anna, I'm so glad to see you. Let me just come on camera 1 second and say hello. Hello, smooches.
Hey, darling, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Well, I'm going to let you go ahead and take it away. Okay? Do your thing. Anna Scheller, y'all.
You know, I want to first say that, Christina, you did an amazing job. And not only that, I was taking notes and I thought, I wonder if she read some of my content. I know I didn't share this, but there must have been a bird on my shoulder talking to Christina, because some of what she said is going to actually be very pertinent to what we're going to be talking about today. And today we're going to be talking about 4 mistakes that people make that keep them from making more sales. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to talk about myths that keep us, and then we're going to talk about what you can do to overcome those myths. So the whole thing that Christina was talking about is really important, because those mindsets feed into our ability to sell. What I do on Sales Mastery is I talk about how you can master sales. So there are several things that are really important. Mindset is one. As a black belt in the martial arts, it's important for me to bring that discipline to sales, because we're running a marathon, and it's like getting a black belt. Getting a black belt, it takes a long time. It's not an overnight wonder type of thing. Even the greats like Bruce Lee took a long time to get where they were and continued training. So sales is a discipline, but it's also an art. And so through Sales Mastery, I really try to help people through guest interviews as well as content to really begin to focus on how they can get better, because ultimately, like Christina said, we need to make money. And it's not that we need money, but the bottom line is that we have a purpose and we have an obligation to those who are dependent on us to make money. And we do that through sales. So the 4 things we're going to talk about, I want you to get out your paper. I want you to take notes, because these are really, really important. And Raven said that they're my clients who have made these mistakes. Absolutely. But guess who made the most of them? Yours truly. I have done it, and I just want to help you avoid the same challenges that I have. So the 4 mistakes, I'm going to give them to you up front, and we'll recap them at the end. But the 4 mistakes are, 1, we tend to say too much. I'll go into that later. 2, we focus on features and not benefits. 3, we fail to ask for money. And the last one is we're afraid of people's objections. So let's go into the first one, saying too much too soon. Now, the myth with this is we believe that sales is all about telling everybody everything about our product all at once, because the product itself is going to sell. Actually, Christina talked about that earlier too, is that we believe that the product will sell itself, and that therefore we have to talk about that. So, you know, we've all been to those networking events, right? You walk into the chamber mixer and all of a sudden that person in the corner eyes you and they make a beeline for you and they introduce themselves. They might ask who you are, which hopefully they will, but then they launch into, I'm so-and-so, I'm with this company, this is what we do, are you interested? And what you really want to do is back off and go to the bathroom or something instead, because they have overwhelmed you with information, number one, and number two, they have shown so little interest in who you are and what's important to you. Instead, their main concern is telling you everything and hoping that you will take the bait. Or maybe you've been on the phone call when you've received a phone call from someone wanting to set an appointment with you, and immediately they tell you who they are, what they do, and if you're free in 2 weeks to talk, or whatever it is. Again, they're not considering you. They're simply getting their information out there with the hopes that you won't say no. Now, I've had on my show a brilliant man named Mark Hunter, and Mark Hunter writes the book High Profit Prospecting. And what Mark says is a prospect is not a prospect until they've shared with you a piece of proprietary information. A prospect is not a prospect until they've shared with you a piece of proprietary information. So the truth is that instead of talking about ourselves, we want to learn more about the people that we're speaking to, our prospects. So when I go into a networking event, I am extremely careful to ask questions about the person I'm talking to. I want them to know I'm interested in what's going on in their world. And then usually when we're done, what they do is they say, oh, and by the way, what do you do? So I get the opportunity at that point to talk to them. I will tell you that because of that kind of interchange, I'm also extremely careful to tell them not too much, because I really don't want to overwhelm them. But I ask great questions, and then I shut my mouth and I listen. Now, there are people in this world who believe it's hard for me to shut my mouth, but I can. And I'll be honest with you, excuse me, I'll be honest with you, sales has taught me that's so very important. So here's what you want to do. You want to ask questions of the other person. Questions like how, what, how have you done this before? Or how do you do what you do? Get them to talk. See, when you get the other person to talk, they're going to give you that proprietary information that's going to help you move the conversation along. And that's what you're after. So don't talk too much. Instead, ask more questions and listen for the answers. And listen with the intent of learning, not the intent of giving more information to them. The second mistake that we tend to make is that we tend to focus on the features of our product or service. The mindset that goes with this is the one that I spoke of earlier, and it's that selling is all about the product. If I just sell the product, everybody will just know that that's what they need, because that's what I wanted, and I know how good this product is. It's like going into the car dealership, and the guy tells you about the wheels and the leather seats and the DVD player, and that it can go to 60 in less than 2 seconds, or whatever it is. If those things don't speak to you, are you going to give them your money? No. But we do the same thing when we're with our clients. We talk all about what our product can do, but if it doesn't speak to our client, they're not going to buy. So how do we get around this? Well, I'm going to sound like a broken record here, guys, but the way we get around it is we get around it by asking questions. So sales is a process. Sales is, you have to take people through a process in order to help them commit to the solution you can provide for them. Again, Christina did such an amazing job. And when she was talking about the importance of serving other people. But you can't serve people if you don't know what they need. You can't serve them if you don't know what their pain is. You can't serve them if you don't know what their joy is. And a lot of times when we come into a conversation with a client, we tend to superimpose what we want, what we like, over on the client. We don't want to do that. Because again, if we're not speaking their language, if we're not hearing what they're looking for, we're not going to be able to help them. And then we're not going to be able to make the sale. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to have good questions. Good questions. Now, these are going to be a little different than the questions from the networking event. These are going to be questions like, tell me more about that. Tell me, how did you do this before? What have you done in the past that's working? Let them know that you're on their team, because something's been working, absolutely. It's just not all of it's been working the way they want. What would you like to see happen differently for the future? See, all of those are open-ended questions, and they get the client talking, and that's what you want. They will give you the information you need to close the sale and to move forward with them. Here's the trick. Ever heard this before? The one who's talking is not doing the selling. You want them to talk, because when they're talking, they're going to talk themselves into the sale when you have the right questions. That's one of the things that I help people with, is developing the right kinds of questions to ask so that they can uncover the true need. Another really quick tip here is to keep in mind that sometimes it takes to the fourth or fifth question before you can get to the true need, and that's what you're after. So don't focus on the features, focus on the need and the benefits your customer will enjoy as a result of moving forward with you. The fourth is the failure to ask for money. The failure to ask for money. This is far more prevalent than we realize. Christina hit it on the nail on the head when she was talking about how we tend to feel that money is dirty, that we tend to feel that we can't ask for that or we're being greedy. See, holding those mindsets, what that's going to do is it's going to stop you from asking for the value that you need to charge in order to service your clients. I have a housing business. It's a corporate housing business. And I had someone recently come to me and say that they wanted to rent one of my apartments for $400 less than what I was asking for the rent. And I said, you know, I would love to help you with that. However, if I take your money at this low price, I will not be able to service you. I won't be able to take care of you the way you deserve to be taken care of. And when I put it in those terms, the person agreed. Their budget was pretty strict, so they didn't purchase. But I know in my heart I did the right thing, because I know that if I charge what I need to charge, I can take care of the people I need to take care of. That's a mindset shift that we have to adopt in order to be able to make the money we need to take care of the people who are depending on us. And guess what? Making a profit is a good, healthy thing. It's actually biblical. So we won't even go into all of that, but it's that important. So one of the ways that we can move toward asking for money easily is to realize that the close is nothing more than the natural conclusion to a well-developed, benefit-laden conversation with a client. Notice I said benefit-laden. It relates back to what we were talking about earlier. So there's a process you can follow when it comes to asking for money. Transition. Let them know that you're about to expect a decision. You're going to ask for the decision. Now, at this time, what I'd like to do is let you know how we can work together. Doesn't that sound great? It's very inclusive, and it's the truth. You're letting them know how they can work with you. Then, you know, you need to ask, and you need to let them know what they're getting. So this is where some of the features are going to be important. But keep in mind that those features need to be related to what's important to them. If I walk into a dealership and the guy says, Those are nice chrome wheels. Guess what? I could care less about chrome wheels. You're not going to get me to bite on chrome wheels. But if you tell me that the car is going to be reliable and that I have a warranty that goes with the car, that for 1 year, if I have any problems, I just take it to the dealership, they give me a rental, and I'm good for the day so I can work, that's what I'm after. We want a benefit-laden presentation. And then you have to let them know how much it's going to cost them to work with you. There's no getting around it. The fact is that when you get to that point in the presentation, it's important that you tell them what it's going to cost for them to work with you. If you don't, what you've done is dangled a carrot in front of them, let them know what you can do, and then you've pulled the carrot away and they're like, what do I do now? The sadder part is you probably warmed them up for the next guy who's got it and is going to charge them even more and not give them the value that you can give them. So ask. Make it part of your process, and then ask more often than you think you need to. Ask more often than you think you need to. So important, because it's going to get you comfortable with asking for the money. Even if it feels unnatural at first, do it anyway. You'll get comfortable with it, I promise, if you do it often. The last part is being afraid of objections. The myth here is that an objection means they don't want to buy. Quite on the contrary, an objection actually means they're really thinking about how to make this work. It's their way of asking for more information. So there are several common objections across most industries. I bet if you sat down today, you could write down at least 3 things that you hear all the time. Let's see if these sound familiar to you. It costs too much. That's 1. I need to think about it. That's 2. I need to talk to my partner. That's 3. Those are 3 very common objections. Now, I have great news for you. Because you know that people tend to ask those things, you can prepare in advance for what you're going to respond. And then in a minute, I'm going to give you a formula for how to handle objections. But keep in mind that an objection is not a death knell, nor is an objection an invitation to argue with the customer. I have a dear friend that I was working with, and she was working for me, and she was sharing about a business opportunity with someone. And bless her heart, she came to me and she said, I can't seem to close any sales. I said, well, tell me about your conversation. She said, well, when they said it cost too much, well, I just told them it's an investment. You know, if you're going to start a business, you need to start investing. I said, did you really say that? She goes, well, yes. I said, well, you know, I can see why maybe he wasn't interested, because she was arguing with the client. So sometimes we can either get into an argument or we can back away totally and say, okay, that's fine, because we don't want to offend the client. But the truth is, here's the formula you can use when somebody is objecting. You can agree with them, and that's really important because that's going to bring their guard down. Yes, you're right. It is a big investment that I'm asking for you. So, and then you ask them a question, and these are questions that you have prepared in advance. So tell me, what is it about the package that is too much for you? And so they'll tell you. You know, again, listen. Don't be too quick to speak. Listen to them. Then when they mention something, you can take them back to a benefit, the 4th part, take them back to a benefit that they express that they're looking for, part of the solution that you're providing. And then you ask for the order again. Ask for the order again. So really quickly, you agree with the client. You ask them some questions to get more clarification on what their concern is. Don't use the word objection, by the way, concern. And then reiterate the solution the benefit that you can help provide for them to solve their pain, and then ask for the order again. See, it's very simple if you know a process. If you know a process. So let's quickly go over the mistakes and the things we can do. One is we tend to say too much. So now, instead of feeling like we have to fill the void, we're going to ask questions and listen. Second, focusing on features. Again, we want to ask questions and we want to listen for the benefit that the customer is looking for, and that's what we want to use through the rest of the conversation in order to close the deal. Third, failure to ask for the money. Keep in mind that by not asking for the money, we are doing a disservice to the customer. There's a way to ask that's natural and helps the client make a decision. And finally, you don't need to be afraid of objections, because objections are nothing more than a request for more information. You can do that through a very simple process of agreeing, asking more information, reiterating the benefits, and asking for the order again. So I really want to invite you to, if any of these are areas you have difficulty with, I'd really like to invite you to go to my website and click on Book a Free Consult. It's absolutely free. You're going to walk away with some great ideas of how you can solve the problem, and then we'll talk about the possibility of working together. So thank you again. My show is Sales Mastery on the amazing Women of Power radio station, 10:30 Central Standard Time in the morning, every Thursday morning.
All right. Thank you, Anna. There are so many key points, like say too much too soon, focus on features, failure to ask for the money, fear of rejections, that being the mistakes that most people make. And I come from 30 years of sales, so I know you are 100% right on that. I call it the stinking thinking. You know, we are shooting ourselves in the foot before we even get started, right? Because we're saying all that it can't be, all that we can't do.
Well, we go through a process. We look at what is holding them back. Mm-hmm. We create a plan to help them not only deal with the mindset, because that's important, but the best way to deal with mindset is really just to get out and take action. So they get action steps right away in order to start working, because it helps to dispel the fears. You know, again, Christina was so smart, and she shared about what fear really is, false evidence appearing real. When you step out and do stuff, all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, that wasn't true. Oh yeah, does it make any sense?
We're going to take a quick commercial break, but just want to remind you guys that you are tuned into the Amazing Women and Men of Power Radio Network. We're positive programming 24/7. 24/7. You can get content like you did today. Today is Thursdays, and Thursdays is the business, that how to make money, the real estate, all that is on Thursdays. So we like to bring business shows on Thursdays, but on Fridays, I keep thinking today is Thursday. Friday, we have the Amazing Men. So that's what's going on today. And then Mondays is empowerment. It's, oh my goodness, what else do we have? Empowerment. We have You Can Do It, Get Past, Divorce, Get Past, all the things that's standing in your way. And so we just want to invite you guys to please just tune in. Help spread the word of empowerment. Help spread the word to let people know that, you can do it. Our goal is to help you make yours. And so many times we are just really stuck in our own head, like Anna says. And so we want to invite you to get unstuck. Get unstuck. Get unstuck. It's time for you to just, relax and trust in yourself. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to have Tony coming up here 1 second.
Hey, this is Eva Marcel, and you're listening to Amazing Women of Power. Talk 24/7.
relax, take your shoes off, get ready to have a few laughs while enjoying the show that everybody's talking about. With award-winning talk show host Raven Blair Davis. Whether they're talking about the hot topic of the day, politics, business, health, or relationships, you betcha they will be sharing from the heart and keeping it real. So, pull up a chair, get excited, grab yourself a cup of coffee. You're in for a treat to Amazing Women of Power, the world's leading positive programming network.
Hi, this is Michael J. White. You're listening to the world's leading positive programming network, the Amazing Women and Men of Power.
All right, all right, all right. Okay, everyone, so it's time for Tony. I'm so excited to bring our next speaker up. Hey, Tony, how you doing?
Hey, Raven, how you doing?
Hold on, I want to go ahead and share a little bit about you. Tony has a new show with us, and he'll tell you all about it. And it's on a Amazing Men of Power Day, which is today. So let me tell you a little bit about Tony. His pastor, Tony C. Davis, he's the founder of CEN. Now, CEN is Christian Entrepreneur Network, where they share biblical success principles for today's marketplace. He is going to be talking to you today about things like what does the Bible say about business, biblical examples of entrepreneurs. He's going to share some of those stories. I love that. The Christian's responsibility, and yes, we do have a responsibility in the market, and leaving a legacy. So I'm excited. Do your thing. I'm sitting back like everybody else and taking notes. So take it away, Tony.
Okay, thank you, Raven, for this opportunity. I want to say hello to everybody, and thank you for tuning in today, and welcome to the Amazing Men and Women of Power. I am, as Raven said, Tony C. Davis. I'm a pastor here in the great state of Georgia, and also the founder of CEN, that is Christian Entrepreneurs Network. Again, I appreciate Raven for this opportunity. Just wanted to give you a little bit of information about CEN. God gave me this about a year and a half ago, because I've been in ministry since 2000. Of course, oftentimes when you're in ministry, there are so many opportunities that are afforded to you. And I've always been interested in business. And since I was a kid, I had done some things that I really didn't realize I was an entrepreneur. You know, back in those days when you were a kid, your mom would tell you to go out and make your own money. You call it a hustle, but we never considered ourselves business owners. But that's what we were actually doing. We were becoming business owners, even though we weren't necessarily trained in that area. So as I got older, working for a lot of different companies, I just had that desire and that passion to, again, work for myself. And by the grace of God, I've learned some things over the years. My wife and I, Zeta, we at one time had our own cleaning service. We had some employees, but oftentimes when you have employees, you also have some headaches. So that was an area that we experienced some difficulties in those areas. But again, by the grace of God, I am here. Again, as a pastor, I'd always prayed to be able to work from home and also work in the ministry. And as they say, be careful what you ask for, because in 2011, I was actually a supervisor at a steel factory. And after praying that prayer, it wasn't long before I got laid off. And the doors opened for me. And so, I've dabbled in real estate. I've also done multi-level marketing and some other areas of interest. But that passion to be my own boss is still there. And so, again, this is a great opportunity for me. So I just want to touch on, what the Bible says about business. Now, if you were to look up, business in the Bible, entrepreneur in the Bible, you won't necessarily find that particular wording or phrase, but you have to go back to the beginning where God had, created the heaven and the earth. And he actually made Adam, if I can use this term, the CEO of the garden. He had given Adam the direction and the instruction to tend the garden. And I'm going to just look at Genesis 2:15 from the NIV version. It says, the Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and to take care of it. So Adam was a CEO, if you will allow me to use that term. So God had put him there with those talents and abilities And it was his responsibility to take care of what God had given him. And I believe God has given each of us something that we can do to bring glory to his name. So when we look at CEN, my objective is to connect with Christian entrepreneurs and give them a platform to share their information, their content, their skills, their abilities with the world, because we need to be able to represent God in all areas of life, not just in ministry, but also in the marketplace. So as we look at, just going through my notes here, as we look at some of the biblical examples, a lot of people may not realize this, but Paul was also an entrepreneur. Paul was a tent maker. Paul in the book of Acts, we find in Acts 18:3, Paul lived and worked with them, but they were tent makers just as he was. So that is the New Living Translation. Paul didn't want to be a burden to some of the individuals he would minister to. So Paul worked with his own hands to be able to provide for himself and to take some of the pressures off of those who would support him. And so we also know that there was many other people in the Bible who were, again, using the term entrepreneurs. Jesus, and I kind of got slapped on my hand a few years ago about using this term, but Jesus was, in a sense, an entrepreneur. He being the, stepson, if you would, of Joseph, Joseph being his stepfather. Joseph, his responsibility was a builder or a carpenter. And so if you look at he being the father or the stepfather of Jesus, Matthew 13:55, and also Mark 6:3, the Greek word tekton, which means builder. Now, he could have been a builder of stone. He could have been a builder of doors, steel. We really don't know, but he was a carpenter. And so in that time, the first century church, it was the father's responsibility to share his knowledge with his son at the age of 12. So Jesus, again, being the carpenter's son, I would imagine Jesus himself was an entrepreneur. Now, being a builder, a carpenter, he, of course, was building for somebody else to be able to provide for his family. And so God gave him those skills. Just looking at some of the other areas we want to look at, Christians have a responsibility in the marketplace. We should always maintain integrity in the marketplace. Now, the world needs to see people who are honest, again, people of integrity. And this is where the Christian comes in at. We must always demonstrate the love of Christ and also those skills that we have to draw men and women to Christ and use those biblical examples. I want to go back to another scripture for just a second. I want to look at 1 Corinthians 10 and 11. And it says, whether therefore ye eat or drink, or whatsoever you do, do all to the glory of God. And so, again, using our skill sets, we should always represent God in the marketplace. Again, that is 1 Corinthians 10 and 31. Always represent God in the marketplace with integrity. And so going back to the CEN, Christian Entrepreneurs Network, we're going to bring people in who are skilled, have tremendous ability and integrity to share their knowledge with our listeners to help them to be able to grow in their business and also in their maturity. Because something I learned as a entrepreneur when I got laid off from my job, I've been praying to own my own business, but having been in the field that I was in, a steel maker, when you're on a job, you know what your job is every day. You go and you do the same thing every day. You know, it's almost like a robot. But then when it comes to being an entrepreneur, you're out there working on your own. Nobody is standing over you. Nobody is telling you what to do. You have to learn how to be an entrepreneur. And so oftentimes people don't realize how hard and how difficult it is to be an entrepreneur and to get out there and make your job, make your work. And I heard one person say, if you don't work, you don't eat. So again, as an entrepreneur, we are to demonstrate the love of Christ in the marketplace. Now, as we look at leaving a legacy, that's something that I also want to do as a father, as a pastor. And as a husband, I want to be able to leave a legacy. And please excuse me because the lights are kind of right in here. Leave a legacy not only for my children, but for my children's children. The Bible lets us know that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Now, when we talk about an inheritance, we all oftentimes think about money and possessions. That's great, but we also want to leave a skill, something that they can follow, an example. First of all, a biblical example of man and manhood, but also some other areas where people can be a benefit later on in life. And so my desire is to use this platform to not only reach Christians, but all of mankind, and show the world what we can do as entrepreneurs in this ever-growing society. Again, excuse me, the lights are pretty hot in here. But and again, looking at what Raven has done and allowed us to do in this setting, this allows me to reach a wide range of individuals with the gospel of Jesus Christ, but also demonstrating integrity and a love. And so as I look at what I've been able to, or the people I've been able to reach over the last few years, one of my friends by the name of Trudy Behrman, she is out of Florida, Tampa, Florida. She's also an entrepreneur, Christian entrepreneur, and she says she's unapologetically Christian. She'll be coming on the show sometime next month. Also have a good friend of mine by the name of Joe, and he is also a Christian entrepreneur. He's a speaker and a world traveler. He'll also be coming on and sharing their knowledge of, their skills and that they've learned over the years. And so when we look at the opportunity that the internet affords us, there's no reason that we cannot, again, demonstrate integrity and passion, love, and concern for all of mankind, and show people what they can do with the skill sets that God has given them. Again, going back to Adam, again, the first creation, he had skills and abilities, and his responsibility was to be God's example of humility, love, and integrity here on earth. Now we know that Adam failed in that area, but because of Jesus Christ, we also have this opportunity to get a better start and a do-over, if you will. So to Raven and to her team, we really appreciate this platform and this opportunity. So looking at Christian Entrepreneurs Network, if you are a Christian, you have a business, a coaching program, a book, you're an author, a coach, I'd like for you to connect with me at the tcdshow@gmail.com. That is the tcdshow@gmail.com. Or you can text me at 678-246-4951. That is 678-246-4951. That's Tony C. Davis. And this is the CEN, Christian Entrepreneurs Network. And Raven, if you would, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I appreciate, again, the opportunity to come to you by this platform. And we're looking forward to growing the business and this model. And guys, I am, again, excuse me, it is spring hot in here. I've been sweating all day. But again, Raven, I thank you for this opportunity. And again, I'm going to go ahead and leave my email. That is thetcdshow@gmail.com, thetcdshow@gmail.com. And also you can text me at 678-246-4951 if you are a Christian entrepreneur and you would like to come on and share your content with the world. We're looking for those people who are ready to make an impact on the world with their content. So again, Raven, I do appreciate you for this opportunity. This is the Raven International Network. This is Amazing Men and Women of Power. Again, I am Tony C. Davis, the host of CEN, Christian Entrepreneurs Network. And you all have a great one. You all be blessed.
All right, everyone, we are back. So that was Pastor Tony C. Davis. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate you. I just kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit about, some of the things that you covered in there, because you covered a lot. And I was also on Facebook watching you Speak, Pastor, speak. So let me ask you this, Tony. You know, you talked about biblical examples of entrepreneurs. You know, what's been the biggest example that you feel like most people get from you watching you as an entrepreneur and being a Christian?
Well, for me, I would say integrity. For me, that goes a long way. I don't want to do anything to, first of all, shame the name of God. And so there are certain opportunities I've had to turn down because it didn't fit within my character and what I believe. And I would say for any Christian, always be careful, you know, what you get involved in, you know, because we have a standard to uphold, and I hold to that. I'm firm with that. Now, do we make mistakes? Sure we do. Sometimes we may get involved in something that we feel like can be a benefit to our community. And because not everybody has the same level of concern and integrity. Some people just look at the money. So I have to be careful of what I attach my name to, because I tell anybody my name is the best thing that I have. That's the greatest asset that I have, my name.
There's nothing better than letting people see the integrity of what we do. You know, I mean, that's all we have is really us inside. You know what I'm saying? All the other stuff we learn and develop, but who we are is who we are. And we can't sway on this way, that way, because we're afraid of, you know, oh, is this person really spiritual or not? You know, I used to be like that. And then I just learned, and this is why I'm so thankful God has given me this network. And I love CNN and CBS. I started my own network, and the very first thing I knew for sure that it was going to be a free to be me, free to be you station, no holds barred, no corporate, and we can talk about God freely. You know, we weren't going to be fanatics about it, but if we felt like saying God in our presentation, hallelujah, we could do it. You know, and if I wanted to stop the programming and get on the network to pray for one of our hosts or pray for their family or pray for my family, I was going to do it, you know. So, you know, and you just be you, and the right people come when you're you. Don't you find that, Tony?
Oh, yeah. Most of the people that I connect with, after they, talk to me a few times, they know where I stand, and most people respect it.
Yeah, most people respect it. And, those that are meant to be mentored and led by you will show up, and those that don't, they just won't. So give them your website one more time, and we'll get ready for Donna. And thank you again, Tony.
Well, I'll go ahead and give you my email address. That is thetcdshow@gmail.com, thetcdshow@gmail.com. And text me at 678-246-4951, 678-246-4951. If you have some valuable Christian content you'd like to share, again, an author, coach, I just love to speak with you.
So listen, everyone, follow him, be there. He's amazing. He's amazing. He's amazing. And he's real. And you can catch him on Facebook. You can catch him on Amazing Women of Power and Men of Power on Fridays. And so, again, we just so appreciate you being part of our network. I'm a lucky gal having you on here. We all are having you on our network. And so we really do appreciate you. Thank you so much, Tony.
Again, I thank you, and I appreciate you for the opportunity, and blessings to you all.
All right, everyone. We're going to get ready for Donna. Take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with more. Donna, get ready, because you are coming up next. Guys, this is the Amazing Women and Men of Power Radio Network. This is our last speaker. Let's not leave her out here alone. Let's stop what we're doing. Pick up your phone. Look for us on Facebook, Raven Blair Glover, or Facebook.com/Talkshowmaven. Share it, like us, heart us. Get ready. Donna's coming on. We're on Twitter. Go find Twitter. Retweet us. Love us. We're on Periscope. Go find Talkshowmaven on Periscope. Talkshowmaven on Twitter. And get ready for Donna. Let's give her a big push, a big uplifting. We're going to get ready to do a quick commercial break, and then I'll be back to introduce you to Donna right after this.
Hi, this is Louis Gossett Jr.
This is Eva Marcel.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Chili, and you're listening to Amazing Women of Power.
All right, Amazing Women of Power, world's leading positive programming network. I'm Raven, the Talk Show Maven. I'm the founder of the network. Don't forget to push the green button and get your free book, Talk Show Magic, and learn how you can have your own talk show as well. All right, Amazing Women and Men of Power, world's leading positive programming network, powered by Raven International. Hey, that's me. We're getting ready for Donna now. So let me tell you a little bit about Donna. You're going to love her. You guys can sit back, relax, and take notes and enjoy some Donna. Absolutely. Her name is Donna Harris, and her show is From Pain to Empowered Radio. She talks about motivation, how to change your mindset, words of encouragement. She's going to talk to you about that, what to tell yourself every day. And it's all about focus. This is the big one, she says. So she doesn't want you to get off track. And she has 3 core values. So I want you to pay very close attention to that. All right, take it away.
Hello, my name is Donna. I am the host of From Pain to Empowered Radio, where we believe giving up doesn't mean you're weak. Sometimes you're just strong enough to let go. Now, I personally believe that, but do you believe it? But before I tell you about my show, I want to give praises to my God. He is so, so wonderful. I thank him for vision. I thank him for growth. I just thank him for being everything to me. Without him being in my life, I wouldn't be at the point that I am today. And I also want to thank Raven for this blessed opportunity to allow me to be a host on her show, and also to share this platform with these wonderful, wonderful, amazing women and men of power. Excuse me. Now, I have 4 key points that I would like to talk about as far as helping my listeners rebuild and restore their lives. I have more than that, but I had to break it down to actually 4 of them. We're going to be helping with motivation, words of encouragement, empowering my listeners, and also helping them to stay focused so they can begin their healing process. Now, motivation is one that we all need to get in tune with. It's a mind change. You got to change your mindset. If you don't change your mindset, you're going to be stuck like Chuck where you are. We have to change the environment, the surroundings. Because if you around someone that doesn't want anything, you stay there long enough, you're also going to be in that same position where you don't want anything at all. So motivation is wonderful. You have those friends that may say, oh, I'm so happy for you. I want to support you. I'm going to support you. But when they start to see you elevate in life, and they're still stuck where they are, they're not going to be your friend anymore. They want you to stay on that same level that they're on. So you have to weed those friends out. Not just friends, you have to weed the family members out as well. A lot of people mean you no good at all. You also have to actually get around people who want the same things that you want, who are striving to be better. People that are tired of being sick and tired. Surround yourself around people like that, because they will motivate you. But make sure they're true people who want you to succeed. Another one is words of encouragement. Now, words of encouragement, our mouth is the death of us. Some of us, what comes up comes out. But whatever comes out your mouth, you speak in your own destiny. So if you wake up in the morning, You say, oh my God, this is going to be a bad day. You've already doomed your day. It's gone. Because, again, our mouth is the death of us. But God said in Matthew 15:11, it's not what comes in our mouth that defiles us. It's the things that come out of our mouth that defiles us. So we have to say things that's going to encouraging things. We have to say encouraging things because, again, if you speak it, it's going to happen 9 times out of 10. If you feel like you're not strong enough to encourage yourself, then get you an encouraging book, a motivation book. Listen to some kind of music that you like. I personally listen to gospel music and also meditate on God's word, because that's how I live. I walk by faith and not by sight. So I depend on God for everything. The next one is empowerment. We all have power inside us. Some people think, I can't empower nobody because I can't empower myself, but you can. You can actually do that, because we should reach out. We should reach within ourselves to find ourselves, if that makes sense. Because we may have been hurt really bad. Our everyday life, it takes us off course. Relationships, it takes us off course. So we have to actually find ourselves. We have to search our likes, our dislikes. Find out who you truly, truly are. And I've done this personally myself, and I encourage this to a lot of people. Get you some sticky notes. Write down empowerment words like I'm beautiful, I'm handsome, I'm courageous, I can do this, I'm going to do this, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, I'm unique. Just empowerment words. If you can't find any, just go to the dictionary and put that word in, and I'm pretty sure it will come up with a lot of encouraging words. Take these sticky notes and just place them all over your house. Put them on your bathroom mirror, so when you go to the bathroom to brush your teeth when you get up in the morning, you can see these words. Put them on your bedroom mirror. Put them on the refrigerator, because we all gonna eat and we all gonna be thirsty. So we're gonna go in that refrigerator. So put them on your refrigerator as well. Put them in your car. Put them on your workplace. If you're having issues at work, find some encouraging words, or maybe a Bible verse that's coincide with what's going on in your life, and write it down. And when you write these things down and you say these words, believe what you're saying to yourself. Because there's no sense in writing it down if you're not going to repeat it and believe in yourself. So repeat it. It's a rehearsal. You're going to say it, and you're going to believe and trust in God that you are this person. So I just encourage everyone to actually just get those encouraging words, put them everywhere. But you're going to have to keep saying them until you see something happen, till you see something change. Now, the big one is focus. Now, we all have problems with focus. But focus is kind of like determination. You got to be determined. You got to be focused. Because if you allow anything or anyone to distract you, that throws you off track. And sometimes you can't get back on track. And if you can, it's going to take you a while. So we have to stay focused. We have to block out anything, any noise, any extra things that may come up in your life. Pray about those things. Pray to God get you back on track so you can focus, because if you have goals, you want to accomplish those goals. And the only way you can do that is to stay focused. Now, I'm not telling you something that I heard. I'm actually telling you something that I know, because I have had to practice all this myself, and I'm still practicing it. Because my life is hectic. I have a 19-year-old daughter and a 10-year-old son, and my son plays every sport possible, which I keep him in that because he's very, very hyper. So with me trying to work, and then with me trying to have my own radio station, being a host on my own show, and then getting him to his practice, getting him to his games, it's kind of hard. But I know what my goal is. I know what my purpose is. I know what I want. I know what God has destined for me. So I'm going to run this race. And I'm 45 years old, and I'm here to tell you, this is the hardest I have worked. But I'm not complaining. I'm up all times of the night trying to figure out this and figure out that. But I love it, because this is what I want to do. So I'm going to stay focused. So I actually have 3 core values to stay focused. The first one is determination. Determination is a positive emotional feeling that involves you have to finish. If you're determined to do something, you're going to finish it. It serves as a motivational behavior. You have to achieve your goal. So be determined. First set you some goals. Because I'm going to be honest, I didn't have any goals. But I do now. But you have to write these things down, and you have to focus again on your goals and be determined that you're going to finish them. You may get knocked down. You may get said no to. But we just have to deal with that and keep on moving, because there's going to be somebody out there that's going to say yes to you. So just don't give up. Be determined. The next one is persistent. Persistent is continue firmly in a course of action despite opposition. Now, opposition is going to come your way. But when opposition comes, you knock opposition out with persistence. Persistent also, you can't have your mind all over the place, because again, that takes your focus off of what you really want to do. Another one is renew. Renew, renew, renew. Renew is to rebuild, refresh, declare your destiny. Again, you have to rehearse these things out in your head. You have to repeat it. And as you do it, you have to believe it until something happens. So the 3 core values to stay focused is determination, persistent, and renew. God said in Isaiah 42:9, behold, former things come to pass. New things I do declare, before they spring, I will tell you. So the old you is not there anymore. We're going to be focused, motivated, empowered to move to our goal and our destiny. And I do have an acronym for focus as well. The F is for faith, because you have got to believe God completely. He has to be in your life. That's the only way I personally can survive. O is optimistic. You got to be hopeful about your future. C is Christ. Again, he has to be in the center of everything. U is for unity. You have to stay united as one. And what I mean by that is you're focusing on you. You're not focusing on anyone else. But right now at this time, it's all about you. You have done this for everybody else. When you need someone, there's nobody but you. So you have to focus on you and get yourself where you want to be. And the S is for servant leadership. We must serve and we must be a leader. We must serve God, serve the people, and we have to be a leader. We have to either lead them to Christ or we have to lead them to be better than what they are. Because again, we are a lot stronger than we actually think we are. God won't put no more on you than you can actually bear. And once you go through that problem, because you don't go through it alone, God is right there with you. Through is the key word. Through means go. Go through. You got to go through it. But there's a lesson that you actually have to learn. But take that lesson that you learn and share it with other people. That is why I am here. The speaker you heard before, Tony C. Davis, that is my friend and my pastor. And when I say true, he is really true. And I'm learning my leadership. I'm learning up under him. But he has his show as well on Facebook, and he was doing an interview with Raven. And after that interview, he sent me a text message and he was like, have you ever thought about a radio show or being a host? You know, I really totally brushed that off. I was like, no. He said, well, you ought to be, because you have a story to tell. You've been through a lot in your 45 years. You need to tell it. He also encouraged me to write a book. And before he even done that, our bishop, Henderson Spiver, who has passed away, he also told me, you need to write a book. So with that being said, I thought about what Tony said, because I know sitting behind a desk is not my destiny. So I had to seek the Lord first. I wanted to know what my purpose was in life, because I'm always helping others. So that was confirmation, because the Lord told me you have a voice. So now let's hear it. You want to be a helper, then voice it. So that's why I'm here today. I want to encourage my listeners. I want to motivate them, empower them, and I want to just help them, because I took my pain and I turned it into power. I took my pain and turned it into power. Yes, I was bent. I was broken. But I put my pieces back together. And I'm here standing so I can tell you that it works. But you have to be determined. I have children, and I wanted them to see, no matter what I have been through in my life, I'm still standing. And as they grow up, they can see how strong a mother is. But don't get me wrong. I have my days just like everybody else. I'm not perfect by no means. But I know where my help comes from, and it comes from the Lord. And again, I just want to share. My name is Donna from Pain to Empowered Radio. I do have a website, but it is under construction right now. But the name of, my website is Donna from Pain to Empowered Radio.com. I am working to try to get the website up. But again, I want to thank Raven so much for this opportunity, because I am so excited and I'm going to work so hard for myself, because I have to prove this to myself. I got to prove it to myself. Thank you, Raven.
You're welcome. Don't go nowhere. Don't skip out.
I'm not.
Like my boy Tony did.
I'm not.
I love you. Listen, girl, we're just saying hallelujah, doing happy dances around here between you and Tony. I feel like, hey, I'm making up for some church time that I forgot and lost, So thank you, thank you, thank you. I just love you guys, just all of you that are tuning in from the different places. I mean, right now, just think of how powerful we are able to get our message out, no holds barred, and someone like Donna, that's new to this, she actually gets people all over the world. I mean, on our radio station, we reach 4.7 million listeners in 150 something countries. And we are tuned in right now. If you go to Amazing Women of Power Google app or Android app, you can hear us. Pretty soon you'll be able to watch us on the app as well. We're here at Crowdcast. We're on Twitter. We're on Periscope. We're on Facebook Live. And guess what? It doesn't matter if there's 1 or 1 million. Donna and all of us get to speak our truth. We get to speak our heartfelt message. Don't wait to be great. Do it now. It's what our station is all about. And there'll be plenty of people listening to the replays, but we need your help. And this is to you, Donna, all the speakers and the audience, no matter where you're tuning in. If you're on a platform that allows you to like us or love us, because Google loves that. I mean, Facebook loves that, the love. Hit the love sign and share us with a friend. On Twitter, hit the love sign, retweet us. Go to Periscope, Talkshowmaven, and all the channels are under Talkshowmaven, and you will be able to even get us on Periscope. We're just not getting on the video, so we got to build our numbers up, and we can't do it without you. Just like we had you for the radio, we need you, right, Donna? We need you to help us push it out, because these are great speakers, and they need to be heard. I'm tired of seeing the same old people. I love them. Many of them are my mentors. But time out, guys. We need to bring new people that people haven't heard from. There's a lot of diamonds here, and it's time for them to step out. And Amazing Women of Power, we're going to be doing this more often, but it's so worth it to see how you blossom, Donna. You go, girl.
Thank you.
You're so good.
Thank you.
So good. So why do you really feel people have such a big challenge with staying focused?
Because of life in general. I'm going to use myself as an example. Like I said, I've never worked this hard before on something that I want. But we just let the littlest things distract us. People come in our lives, take us off our focus. And we shouldn't allow the littlest things come in our life and do that. I'm guilty of it.
I am too, girl. I know exactly what you mean. Well, thank you, Donna. I appreciate you, girl. You rocked it. Get on your website one more time.
It is Donna from Pain to, which is Empowered.com.
There you go. Thank you, Donna. We so appreciate you, girl. We really do. Well, guys, believe it or not, guys and gals, we have come to the end of our road. But you know what? We still need you to help us spread the word. You can do that easily by just basically, going to Talkshowmaven channel on YouTube. Like I said before, on Twitter, on Periscope. I think Periscope, it might be Raven and Talkshowmaven. Either way, And help us spread the word on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Talkshowmaven. Help us spread the word. Amazing Women of Power radio hosts. They rock it. They're great speakers. They're great mentors. They're great coaches. If you're looking for leaders, hey, they may be the leaders that you're looking for. We like to think so. I'm Raven, the Talkshowmaven, and we so appreciate you being here. We really do. We're going to get ready to sign out now, but I just want to tell you that we love you, and we're here for you. When I say our goal is to help you reach yours, I absolutely mean it. I absolutely mean it. Our goal is to help you reach yours. We're all about you guys, making it happen and not putting your greatness off. Aren't you tired of it? Aren't you tired of saying next year I'm going to write that book? Aren't you tired of saying, hey, I just want to put it off for right now. I don't have time to do it. I can't do it. And this happened. Life happened. Life is always going to happen. Life is always going to happen. There's always going to be something to stand in your way. Ask Donna. She knows exactly about that. Recently something happened to her. There's something happening to all of us. It's called living life. But we wanted to get, as my friend Cinnamon says, get more life out of living and living out of life by living it, experiencing it, get through the challenges, get through the pain, push past all that stuff, and step into your power. Take a quantum leap into your power and start living your purpose with a definite of purpose. I'm Raven, the Talkshowmaven. I'm the founder of this awesome station, Amazing Women of Power. And Amazing Men of Power featured on Friday, AWOP247.com. Hey guys, I'm getting ready to get out of here. You heard enough from me, but I just want to say thank you again for tuning in. We so appreciate you, and please keep continuing sharing. All right, guys, I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you.
She's known as the Queen of Internet Radio Conversion.
What's up, everyone? This is Raven, the Talkshowmaven, Queen of Lab and Queen of Interview Conversion, and you better know it.
Oh my God, I feel like I should be running down the red carpet with my high heels on, ready to grab an award.
Absolutely. Hi, it's Michelle PW, your Ka-Ching marketing strategist, and I just am so excited that I had a great interview today with Raven, the Talkshowmaven. I think she's one of the best.
Raven, you are best interviewer I've ever met, by far.
Now you're one of the best radio interviews on the planet.
There you have it. That's Jack Canfield.
Hey, this is Alex Mondosian, and I've just participated in the Don't Wait to Be Great Radio Summit with the great Raven Blair Davis. You got to listen to her to understand how great she is. Don't wait, just be great.
Hello, this is Brian Tracy, and I just wanted to say I've had a wonderful time with Raven, the Talkshowmaven, on Careers from the Kitchen Table.
I get so many emails, I get so many comments, is Raven's session on radio. Whether it's just doing your own radio show, how to get interviews, how to set up a radio show, or how to monetize your radio show. Everybody comes back to me and says, oh my God, Raven's session was so amazing. She's amazing, she's amazing.
Now let's go ahead to Raven.